Hello everyone. As part of our class on Korean foodways and culture, we were tasked with visiting a Korean restaurant and drawing up a report as a group. We had complete freedom in terms of what to talk about and how to format our report. My group members, Locke, Sameera, Rebecca, Yuyan, and I chose to do an interview. After reaching out to a restaurant through their social media, our group was given permission to work on our project and film inside by the owner himself, Jason Lee.
For our interview, we had chosen a place that seemed perfect for our mission, a place that identifies with the authentic label to its core. Korean Village Restaurant, located in the heart of K-Town, Toronto on Bloor Street. We sat down with the current owner, son of the original owner, Na Ok-yeon, who had started this business in 1978. Hangukgang currently stands as one of the oldest Korean restaurants in Canada. With a deep pride in their service, and in his mom's legacy, we knew that Jason was the perfect candidate to share his story.
I mean, Korean food, Korean culture, Korean music, Korean culture has exploded in terms of popularity. When I went to your class and I saw all those people that are not Koreans taking that course, I was honored. I really wish my mom was here to see it. She would have been so touched.
What do you think it is about Korean culture that makes it appealing to, a worldwide audience?
I can't explain it. I really can't. Is our food better than other food from other cultures? No. Every culture has something unique and something to offer, but again, the K-wave, right? I never imagined Black Ink would come to Toronto or Hamilton and sell out. I never imagined that. It's just amazing. I think Korean dramas and Korean K-pop have definitely played a role.
Yeah, a huge role.
Oh, huge role.
Yeah.
So at the restaurant, people will come in and say, "Oh, Jay, I watched the Korean drama. That's why I'm here." I'll ask them, "How did you hear about it?" They didn't use Google reviews. They didn't use Yelp. They watched the Korean drama, and they saw someone eat jjajangmyeon, which is like a noodle in black bean sauce, and they'd say, "I want to try that because I watched it in a drama."
Wow.
Yeah.
So from all the dishes here, what would you say is your favorite? I know you probably have more than one, but if you could choose one that really outshines...
I can't just choose one. If I had to...
If you had to.
The barbecue.
Really? Okay.
I just grew up loving the barbecue, but from a non-barbecue, my favorite would be doenjang-jjigae, which is a soybean paste stew. It's very simple, but it's comfort food. It was my mom's favorite dish. So every time I think of her, if I have a sip, I'll think of her. And, it's healing.
It is healing.
Very healing.
Why do you think Korean food is so personal to Koreans compared to I don't think Canadians really have any attachment to Canadian food per se.
It's funny, but my mom grew up during the war, right? So they were poor, really poor. Food was one of the things that they only had. Right? My father grew up during the war. They were both really poor, so they would never waste food. That's the one thing I do.
Oh, I have a question. Is there any pressure, in terms of I feel like this is a huge. If I think about authentic Korean food, I'm gonna only pretty much suggest 1 out of 3 things like that, and this isn't none. Is there any pressure upholding that? Do you ever get any Koreans coming from Korea, eating here, and they're like, "Oh, this is not authentic," or
You know what's funny? I used to think that, but I'm so confident in what we serve. I'll give you a really good example. We had Samsung executives come here from Korea, and they came and ate our food, and they told us afterwards that it reminded them of food back home or their home. And when I heard that, I walked away and I actually I shed a tear, and I looked up and I just said, "Hey, Mom, people still love your food. It's still authentic Korean. We didn't have to change anything."
Yeah, it's holding up, and it's people are eating it, and they're happy eating it.
And these are executives that are in their 60s and 50s. They're not young.
Yeah.
They're auditions.
So it's more pressure. Yeah.
More pride too.
Yeah.
Knowing that they like the food and they ate all the panchan. A lot of older people, they don't finish the panchan because as you get older, you don't eat as much. They were asking for more. It just makes you proud. Makes you thankful.
How do you hope the next generation, continues the Korean culinary experience?
Yeah, your courses too.
I wouldn't say. I feel like Korean food as like a global commodity, it's not just limited to like authentic Korean food. Of course, there's like Korean like the hot dogs and everything that's popping up, and it's definitely evolving. Do you? I guess what value do you put on like saying authentic and traditional versus having a bit of like an evolution of Korean food and what it means to different people?
I'm proud of both. I mean, you know, you can't always pump out authentic original food always. There's always going to be fusion. There's always going to be new stuff. So, you know, I welcome it. But at the same time, there's people like me that want to keep the old school and the heritage. So I focus on that. But don't get me wrong, I've had a hot dog before. My wife and I had a hot dog 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Right? And then, have you tried the new pizza? Pizza Maru?
No, I haven't, but I've had Korean pizza before though.
So
very interesting.
That's huge now in North Carolina.
Oh.
You'll see it at the location here soon, eventually.
You are you're part of the council, right, for Koreatown?
Pardon?
You say you're part of the council for the
So I'm
Koreatown?
the chairman of the Koreatown BIA.
Yes, okay.
So-
What changes have you seen in terms of like this community?
Demographics.
Koreatown?
Used to be all Koreans, now it's not. It's like
Yeah.
split.
Is there any like I come in here, for example, and I actually like the last few times, depending on who's working here, I get to practice my Korean and I get to like ask more questions about food or this and that, or try new stuff out if I get the chance to. And I thought, like I know we already talked about a little bit like about pride and whatnot in terms of like being able to have a bigger demographic and everything like that, but like for people to choose interest in this culture at that, does that impact, you think, how this kind of looks in this neighborhood?
No, not necessarily. This is still original Koreatown. We still have a Korean bank across the street, PAT, us.
Is there a church in this area?
Yes, not too
Korean
far
church?
away.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
not too far. There's a lot of Korean churches in Toronto.
Yeah, I know. I see.
I had to think about that too. Yeah. But no, this is still original Koreatown. Like I mentioned at the presentation, Chinatown is still Dundas and Spadina. That's still Chinatown. Even though Highway 7 and Markham, there's more Chinese people there, that is still original Chinatown. Right? Greektown is still East End, Little Italy is down that way. So yeah. This is authentic Koreatown. No, Huntingtown. That's
Through these experiences, let us have a deeper understanding of Korean food. First of all, in terms of Korean cuisine, the owner of the restaurant introduced to us that there are new school and old school versions of kimchi. Korean food is not only inheriting traditions, but also integrating world trends. Secondly, through the communication of the owner, this restaurant is not only a tool for him to make a living, but also a way for him to miss his mom. Third, it reflects Korean values. The owner of the restaurant gave us free meals and the traditional Korean snacks, and telling us to help young people when we grow up. This might be the reason why Korean culture continues to spread, helping each other and inflecting everyone with love.
This experience was great for us as we were able to apply course-related knowledge and put that into perspective. Our lectures always relate back to the becoming and making of kimchi, and our restaurant interview with Jason expanded on that heavily. Jason allowed us to taste both his homemade kimchi and the one made by his late mother, and explained the significance of kimchi making and how he hopes to uphold the authenticity of kimchi in his restaurant as globalization has masked its true value. Additionally, while Jason agrees that globalization has changed the Korean food industry, his determination to continue serving majorly authentic Korean dishes allows his customers to understand his family's immigration experience on a deeper level. This reflects one of the main messages reinforced by Professor Ko about how due to globalization, the arbitrary relationships between Korean identity and authenticity is not just black and white. Rather, Korean food serves a deeper meaning rather than what it is known for today.